So, does Santa Claus exist? The answer is yes, definitely. Santa Claus is real. And today we would like to introduce to you the real Father Christmas. To tell you that Santa Claus comes from St. Nicholas is probably not new information for most of you. We call Santa Claus St. Nick, and Santa Claus is literally St. Nicholas. But who was the real saint? And he was real. He was a bishop of the church, and you will see an icon of him in most Orthodox churches around the world today. He has been a beloved saint for centuries. Nicholas was born in the 3rd century and lived into the 4th. He was bishop of a coastal city in Asia Minor called Myra. Myra is actually a city with a biblical history, and it was a city that Paul set sail from on one of his voyages that ended in shipwreck. Nicholas was born to extremely wealthy parents, and he inherited a lot of money. He was very rich. But he wanted to dedicate his entire life to Christ, and that meant giving all of it away and helping as many people as he could. And it's this spirit of giving and this story of him being a kind and generous person, coupled with the fact that St. Nicholas Day falls in the middle of the Advent season, that has resulted in the development of the Santa Claus legend. There is a famous legend of Nicholas at his peak Santa Claus levels, and it is a story of him helping out an entire family. In this legend, Nicholas has heard of a father with 3 daughters that are slipping into poverty that is about to spiral out of control. Now, the father would like each of his daughters to be taken care of. He wants to see them married off and happy and comfortable, but he can't afford it. He needs money. Nicholas has the cash, but Nicholas also has humility, and he wants to help them without them knowing about it, and he's been doing this around the city and the area for a long time. So he goes out late at night with a bag of money. He finds the poor man's house and he tosses the money into the window. The next morning the family find it, and one of the daughters is able to get married and is sorted. There are 2 daughters left. St. Nicholas returns in the dark of night with a bag of money, throws it in through the window, it sails through the air and lands in a shoe drying by the fireplace. And this is the storied origin of putting presents into shoes, of Santa Claus leaving presents in shoes, which is what happens in most of Europe. In some countries it's the stocking, and that's probably the one you're most familiar with in England and America. Now the father by this point wants to find out who this is that's been throwing money in through the window, and he stays up and waits to see who this mysterious person might be. He encounters and catches the bishop of the city in action, throwing money into windows, and the story from there lives on. This is one of many legends associated with Nicholas giving money, of saving children especially, but entire families from poverty, orphans, widows, homeless. Nicholas was an example of generosity, and because of this example of generosity, and because of many things associated with him, we remember him across the Christian world to this day. Over the centuries, the legend of St. Nicholas has grown. His day is the 6th of December, and in many countries this is the day to give presents, sweets and oranges to friends and family, and especially children. Often these are left in shoes, sometimes in stockings by the fire. While we are on a bit of a myth-breaking trend, I'm going to just quickly say that Coca-Cola was not the reason that Santa Claus is red. Santa Claus had been depicted in red for several decades before Coca-Cola's famous campaign. The name Santa Claus comes from the Dutch Sinterklaas, which means literally Saint Nicholas. Also of interesting note, there is a town in America called Santa Claus. And there are many legends surrounding Saint Nicholas of Myra, and of course many fables and fairy tales surrounding Santa. But behind all of them is the knowledge that Santa Claus is real. He is a saint, a bishop, and as a saint that means that he is a friend of Jesus Christ. He is an example not of receiving presents, but of giving things away. So unlike the round and jolly Santa Claus you'll see in commercials and on television, we are called to be saints. We are called to be like the real Santa Claus. Let's remember that this Christmas season. We are almost at Christmas, and that's a very exciting thing. I hope you're enjoying our lovely Christmassy Patristix set. In terms of tea, this tea is a green tea with cinnamon and orange, and what was the other thing? I've forgotten. I think I have the ingredients list. And peppermint. I can cut it all out. It is quite good tea though, isn't it?